left you with a real doozy there. Things are really heating up for poor Ava and Griffin. Will they be able to solve the mystery of their predicament in time? Only luck knows. May luck be with them.
Ava, are you there?
Griffin? I'm getting scared. I don't know if I should be talking to you anymore.
What do you mean?
There have been weird things going on ever since I brought this thing home.
Ava, there has been good things happening to you as well. Look how much joy this has brought you. How much success.
But I talked to a previous owner of the radio, and I found out some disturbing stuff.
Was this owner of sound mind?
Well, not exactly.
Then, what do you have to worry about?
Griffin, another voice came through the radio. It sounded inhuman?
Stars above. I'm afraid that he might be affecting you.
Oh, shoot! That's the agent. She wants the rest of the manuscript.
Press for time, dear. If so, I can't help.
How?
Like you did last time. You've put something of value into the compartment.
Is this really a good idea?
What choice do you have?
Ava ponders for a moment before grabbing another flower bud. She shoves it into the compartment, opens the latch, and finds the flower still there.
I don't understand. This worked last time.
I think the object has to have more meaning to you in order for it to work.
I don't have time for this. Will a lock of hair do?
I think so, Ava. Remember the story I told you about the vampire?
Yes, I know. He wasn't the monster in the end.
But
She
the
was.
moral. Bear in mind, self-destruction can be a bad thing. Tread carefully is all I'm saying.
I know what I'm doing.
She cuts off a small lock of her hair and places it into the compartment. There is a clinking sound as the key turns. She opens it to find the other half of the manuscript.
Finally, I can turn in my work.
You mean our work?
Right. Our work.
Don't sell me a dog, Ava. Have you been passing off my work as your own?
No, totally not. Look, I have to go, but I promise I'll head to the library and see what I can dig up about all of this. Bye.
Ava, wait! Those were my stories. Poor Ava. She has no idea what's going to happen. After all, everything comes back threefold.
Feeling the stress of Griffin and her new agent depending on her, Ava tries other resources to see if she could unravel more of this mystery. We find her now at the local library.
Where would I find obituaries on the 1900s? Or biographies on people for the 20s and 30s?
That would be in the historical section.
Thanks.
Ava gets lost in an article section on the Roaring Twenties while researching for her new book. She discovers a few nuggets of information that may come in handy later on.
God, these titles. Female lounge owner disappears after fire. Insurance fraud or accident. The notorious owl killer is still on the loose. Shark-faced Jack and the poker game of doom. I guess the tabloids were always full of weird stuff. Wait, there was a radio involved in this last one. I wonder if this is similar to the radio I have. This is ridiculous. I'm getting research fatigue. Let's switch gears.
Ava spends hours poring through dusty books and old Victorian newspaper clippings. The clock runs down, and before she knows it, the sun has gone down. She feels discouraged, scouring through obituaries and day-to-day gossip, until she happens upon a most peculiar passage.
1901, March 22nd. Famous writer disappears on the eve of wife's murder. No trace of him to be found. Was he responsible, or did he simply vanish? Oh wow, This sounds like the same time period Griffin was in. Let me see if I can find a name. The writer was Griffin Lee Shaw.
Ahem.
Whoops. Sorry. It says here that his wife was torn to pieces by a wild animal. It doesn't sound like a person did this. The rabbit hole just keeps going deeper. How sad. It sounds like they had a happy marriage. Griffin did mention before how he got a hold of the gramophone. I remember now.
Ava pictures the modestly decorated Victorian home that Griffin had described to her. Much of their furniture is mismatched, but has a certain charm in their use. In the center of the living room proudly sits an old rug from overseas with an ornate design that looked like it had been through a shipwreck. Their window overlooking the street is broken, with only a plank to cover from the bitter cold nights. On the opposite wall, shelves upon shelves pinned with books on every subject one can imagine are nestled, waiting to be opened. Music can be heard playing, despite the serious atmosphere.
Griffin, love, you'll never guess what I got.
What is it, dear Abigail?
She points proudly to a brand new gramophone.
Now we can listen to all that wonderful new concert hall music that you love.
Abigail, really, this is a lovely surprise. But can we afford this?
Gosh, I have a bit saved up.
That is for you to treat yourself, not me.
Do you not like it?
Of course I do. You are the most thoughtful woman, and I am the luckiest husband in the world.
They put a record on, but strange noises come out.
Must need some tweaking before it would play.
Oh, how I love this song.
Dance with me.
I'd be trying to.
A few weeks after bringing the gramophone home, a publishing house representative arrived unannounced. He offered Griffin a handsome sum for the stories. He eagerly accepted the contract. The publisher, in a fine suit, noted how dour Abigail looked. Griffin agreed that she had not been herself this month. The extra money would help pay for any kind of treatment she needed. Not long after the deal was struck, Griffin disappeared, and Abigail was found on the floor of their drawing room with 3 huge claw marks raked into her chest.
It all makes sense. Griffin must have ended up in the dark room around the time of his wife's murder. This is just the lead I needed. Eureka!
Did you read the sign?
Oh, no loud noises. Right, sorry. I'll just take these and go.
Kids these days.
As Ava walked home, her agent called, pressuring her to send more work their way. Ava sighed as she walked in the door. So much was happening at once.
Griffin, we need to talk.
I am here.
Is it true that you gave your wife the gramophone?
How did you know?
Research. You know what I also found out? That you disappeared on the eve of her murder.
So it was real.
What happened?
Truly do not really know. I was running. Blackness. Then I ended up here. The voices here have been tormenting me, telling me that I may be responsible for my wife's death.
There has to be more to it than that. From the description in the newspaper, it sounded like an animal murdered her, not a person.
That seems similar to the happenings in here. Oh, Ava, I heard him again. He prowls by the locked door from time to time. Last night, I heard the most anguishing noises. I think he ate someone in the room opposite to me. Ava, I fear for my life. You have to help me.
I don't know how.
If I die, there will be no more stories. Please make it right, Ava. We'll do anything you ask. Just do not leave me here to die.
Ava froze. What if this was her only way to keep the publishers happy? She did not have enough stories in her head to keep them satisfied, and this week with Griffin had been her most creatively productive ever. Just then her computer dinged with a new message from her agent. More demands than she could meet. Ava walked back to the radio.
What can I do?
Must put something in the compartment. Something very valuable.
Like?
Blood. A drop of life can save another. Keep the demons at bay. I know it's a lot to ask of you, Ava. I understand if you cannot. After this, I may no longer exist.
This seems wrong. Do you really think this will save you?
The man in the room next to me said something of the sort. I'm out of ideas and out of time. Keep it in your hands.
No more stories with Griffin. I mean, how many people can say they talked to someone from the past? I've learned so much for these few weeks. I don't want it to stop now. I made a promise to Griffin. I have to keep it. For once in my miserable life, maybe I can help someone. Yeah, I can do this.
Ava grabs a sewing needle from the kit on her counter, pricks her finger, holds it over the compartment, and smears the blood drop into the bottom.
There. I've done it. Griffin? Griffin? Griffin?
Ava suddenly felt faint. Her eyes rolled into the back of her head, and she collapsed on the floor in a heap. By the time Ava awoke, it was too late.
Where am I?
She whispered to the abyss, her head ringing as she took in her surroundings. There was nothing. No landmarks, no walls, just shadows that seemed to be wriggling with life. No voice answered her question, but she soon hears claws scraping on ground. Better run, Ava! Ha 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 ha!
No! No! No!
What will become of our dear protagonist? Too bad, so sad, poor Ava. We take a break from our leading lady to see about a down-on-his-luck boy. Well, find out in the later chapters of the Soul Catcher Mystery Hour. For when we next meet, it will be a whole other story. There will be mystery, suspense, music, sex, violence, and of course, accursed radio. Your loyal luck is signing off. Join me next time, my legion of hell beasts, as we dive from one story to the next. So keep those ears primed for next time, and remember, nothing is as it seems.